Yo, what is up, boys? Welcome back to another free pick video where I'm going to be giving you guys my 4 best MLB locks for today's slate. Also going to be hooking you guys up with a massive free play and a way to get some free easy cash, guys. One of you guys will also be receiving a free week of VIP picks, so make sure you guys stick around and let's get into the recap for yesterday. So yesterday's free pick video, I gave you guys 4 picks. We went 3-1 on that video, guys. Did absolutely amazing. We even cashed the free play that I gave you guys. This was the first play that I locked in on screen with you guys. We cashed that play out. We took Mookie Betts and we took Miguel, both over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, and we cashed out with ease, guys. We're going to be doing that again today in this video, so make sure you guys stick around. But let's hook one of you guys up with a free week of VIP picks. And the way we're going to do that, guys, is really simple. So if you're watching this video right now, literally just drop a like. Once we get to 50 likes on this video, I will be picking a random winner from down below in the comment section. So go down in the comment section, leave a comment. It could be of anything. Let me know how much you cashed out for yesterday. Any props you guys like, drop them down below as well. I love to discuss and we can chop it up down there. Or while you're down there in that comment section, make sure you join the free plan as well. I send out all of my free plays on there, text directly to your phone for completely free. So literally, like I said, guys, really simple. We get to 50 likes on the video, I will be picking a comment from down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're growing extremely fast. We're almost to 4,000. So let's pick the winner for last video. The winner for last video looks like it is going to be Sergio. If you're watching this video right now, drop a comment down below so I can get in contact with you, hook you up with your free week of VIP picks, guys. As simple as that. You guys support the videos for completely free. I'm going to support you guys for completely free as well. Let's jump into it today and let's see what we got. So the first prop we're going to be taking, guys, I'm going to be going with Jose Ramirez, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, guys. Really simple. Loving this prop so far. Let's look at his last 10 to start off, do some deep diving for the research. So starting off his last 10, guys, his last 6 out of 10 games on the over so far look really solid. Versus right-handed pitchers in his last 10 games stays the same, 6 out of 10 on the over. But you see a nice stretch of games right here where he went on the over, same thing right here. So all these are versus right-handed pitchers. So he was faring pretty decent. And then he had a little slump, it looks like, with these 3 games right here. But he still recorded a hit in this game and an RBI in this game. So he still did pretty good. He could have went over both of these games as well. Let's look at his head-to-head and let's see what we have there. Head-to-head matchup, we see a pretty solid 14 out of 25 games on the over so far. Versus right-handed pitchers, head-to-head, he's 9 out of 16 games on the over. Really nice stretch of games right here where he was doubling this line with ease, getting 3, 4, and 5 hits, runs, and RBIs going on the over. And then in the last game where he did miss, he still recorded a hit, which is really good for us. So he is going against a right-handed pitcher tonight, who is Casey. We can see him right here on the screen. We're going to go over his stats as well. He has a 14-5 record, guys, with a 1.26 whip. So his walks plus hits per innings is about league average. So, you know, we don't have a super advantage on the matchup, but we also don't have a disadvantage when it comes to that as well. Scrolling down, his plate appearances look pretty solid. He's getting around 4 to 5 in all these head-to-head matchups. In his last 10, let's see what he's getting. Last 10, he's getting 4 to 5 each and every game. So that's pretty consistent. Excuse me. Looking at their real head-to-head history, though, this is where it gets good, though. So versus the starting pitcher tonight, I like to do the deep research, not just versus the team, but versus the starting pitcher as well. Gives you a little bit more data. So looking at Jose versus Casey, we can see they have 8 plate appearances versus each other so far. He already recorded 4 hits, and 2 of those hits resulted in a home run, guys. So really great odds on this prop. He could easily get a home run and go over like he already has 2 times previously. But even if he doesn't, he's already recorded 4 hits and only 8 plate appearances. So we have a really nice odd to go over versus the head-to-head matchup based off that alone. But let's look into their regular season stats. So looking at Ramirez, we can see on the season he has a 280 batting average versus the right-handed pitcher. He has a 262, so a slight decrease there. But like I said, guys, all this is countered by their head-to-head history so far and the way he's been performing recently. He's been doing pretty solid in his last 10 games as well. Looking at his weighted runs created plus, remember, guys, these numbers are above league average as well, so don't let this red fool you. He's still batting above league average, and also he's creating more runs than league average as well. He has a 129 versus a 122 when it comes to right-handed pitching. And we look at Casey, we can see he has a 3.83 ERA, so he's giving up a lot more earned runs than league average. I think it's about 3.0, 4.0 and above. You know, you're kind of struggling. He's about at that 4.0 right there, which is pretty bad. for earned runs. To the left-handed batter, he's given up 3.20, so he gives up a little bit less to the left-handed batter, but he still struggles, doing almost league average there when it comes to left-handed batter, which is still good, guys. We don't need the advantage in every single matchup. I just like to target those because it makes the plays a little bit easier to hit. Now, when we look at his batting average against a 264 versus a 264, so that stays the same when it comes to left-handed batter, which is exactly what Jose Ramirez is. Looking at home runs, you can see a slight decrease, 1.3 to 1.1, and then his weighted on-base average, 319 to 311. So far, everything pretty much stays the same with their season stats and versus right-handed pitching and left-handed batting. But their head-to-head history is outstanding. His last 10 in their head-to-head so far look pretty good as well. I can even check in some of these games. Let's see. Let's make another tab over here with Casey. Let's check his last couple games. Head-to-head, we can see 705 and 524. Let's look at those dates on Ramirez. So when Casey was a starting pitcher, you can see 705 here. He did record a hit against them. Of course, it was a very low-scoring game, but had this game went on, to be a better game, he definitely would have covered with recording that one hit. What was the other date? 524. We can see right here, it was a 7-5 game. He recorded 2 hits, so he covered this line alone in just his hits last time he was starting pitcher, or the second to last time he was starting pitcher, with 2 runs and 1 RBI. So really loving this one, guys. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and then 1 hit here. So both times he faced off with Casey as a starting pitcher, he's been able to record a hit, which should give us really, really great odds to go over this line of 1.5. Let's jump to the second prop, and let's get Casey off the screen. And we're going to be going with Matt Chapman. Now, we're going to be taking him over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We just cashed out on him not too long ago. He's kind of sweaty. He cashed out like the last inning. But I'm going back to this prop, guys, because I'm loving the odds for tonight. Looking at it, we can look on to his last 10. See, he has 7 out of 10 games on the over. If we look at versus left-handed pitching, which is exactly what Rodriguez is, see, he's only 3 out of 10 on the over, but both games right here, last time he faced off against left-handed pitchers, he was able to cover his line. We can look at, let's go to head-to-head history. So head-to-head history, guys, really, really good right here. Nice stretch of games right here with 4 games going on the over. The last 10 out of 18 games, he has been able to cover this line. Versus left-handed pitching, 4 out of 6 games. He's recording really good stats in all these games. Even the 2 misses were only by 0.5. Because he was able to get a hit and then a run. You can see he had 2 hits right here to cover this line, and also these 2 games right here he covered it in just his hits alone as well. But the last 3 games in a row he's been able to cover head-to-head matchup. We can even pull up Rodriguez, but right before we do, let's go over some of his stats. So looking at it, he has a 8-8 record with a 1.54 whip. So his walks plus hits per inning, guys, giving up more than league average. League average is about 1.3. So he's struggling a little bit with his walks and hits, exactly what we need to cover our line. We're going to go down here and go over his ERA and everything as well. So looking at their head-to-head matchup, really great as well. Chapman has 21 plate appearances versus Rodriguez, 8 hits, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs. So the head-to-head history so far has been great. Rodriguez is also a struggling pitcher. I'm pretty sure I can pull up this pitcher chart for today. Let's see where he goes in terms of hits today. So he filters about run. He's projected giving up the 3rd most runs on the day. If we do by hits, let's see, he's about the, 5th, 6th guy. Projected to give up the most hits and runs on the day of the entire slate. Now, remember, guys, take these projections with a grain of salt. If you're going to use any of these projections, go over to Outlier, guys. I have a link down below in the description. You get a 7-day free trial, so you don't even have to pay. You can start doing your research over Outlier on any of those if you want to use them. And then, do that deep research and then lock into plays. Don't just use those projections. But he is projected to struggle a little more today, especially based off the matchup that we have so far. Looking at it, let's look at their season stats so far. So Chapman has a 239 batting average versus a 229, so slight decrease there. And weighted runs created plus, you can see he has a 126 versus a 100 even. When it comes to left-handed pitching, Rodriguez is a left-handed pitcher, so going into his stats, he has a 4.98 ERA, guys. That is great for us. He's giving up way more earned runs than usual, especially more than league average. He almost at that 5 range. He literally is damn near there with 4.98. And then versus right-handed batters, he still gives up 4.20. So once again, guys, don't let that red fool you. He's still struggling a lot more than league average, which is all we need to cover our line. Batting average against, he has a 285 versus a 273. And then we go over and look at his WOBA, his weighted on-base average. He has a 351 versus a 342. So far, both of these guys have really, really nice matchup, especially with their head-to-head history. It's one of the reasons I like taking these type of plays. We can see in their last couple games, we can probably pull up Rodriguez too and see what kind of recent games they've been having against each other. So head-to-head history, let's just click on earned runs for some reason, or do hits allowed, either one. We can look at the dates to see 9, 10, 5, 14, and 9, 2, 3. If we go over to Chapman, we can see, let's do versus left-handed pitchers. 9, 10, you see he was able to cover. 5, 14, he was able to cover. He even covered this line, and just his hits alone, recording 2 hits and 1 run. So 3 hits, runs, and RBIs in this game, and then 6 runs, hits, and RBIs in this one, guys. So absolutely killed it the last 3 times in head-to-head history versus left-handed pitcher. He has been able to cover with Rodriguez starting as the starting pitcher. So it's pretty good for us so far. Really nice stats. You can see, like I said, last 3 games in a row. I expect that to continue tonight. He really has a great matchup. Both of these guys. So I'm going to be locking both of these in for my first play, guys. Matt Chapman over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Jose Ramirez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Like I said, guys, we just cashed out yesterday. I'm looking to do it again today. So if you want to tail this play, you guys can do so for completely free, literally by just joining Dabble, guys. If you use promo code ApexBetz, I will have this link down below in the comment section. They're going to hook you guys up with a free 25 bucks. So if you have not already joined Dabble, guys, I highly recommend you guys to go ahead and do so. Use that link down below, join, and you get $25 instantly as soon as you guys create your account, and you guys can lock in this play for completely free. You can put the whole 25 on it to win 75. I'm putting 250 to win 750. As we saw yesterday, I put 250 to win 662. But over on Dabble, I figure if my plays are available there, I'm going to start showing you guys that, because I can hook you guys up with a completely free play, and you guys can triple your money with ease. So if you haven't already joined Dabble, use that promo code, that link down below in the comment section. Join up if it is legal in your state. Lock in this first play, guys. Chapman and Ramirez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs should be a nice, easy play, and we should cash this one out. So going into it, let's jump into our third prop for today. And we're going to be taking Manny to go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I need to drink some water here to clear my throat. 1 second. So we're going to be taking Manny to go over his 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Looking at his last 10, we can see his last 10, he's only 4 out of 10 on the over. We look at last 10 versus right-handed pitching, which is exactly what Holmes is. We can see 4 out of 10 stays the same. If we go to head-to-head history, this is where it gets interesting. This is where stuff gets good. Looking at Manny, he has a 6 out of the last 10 games he's been able to cover. These 4 in a row, he's been dominating, killing it every time he's won against the New York Mets. You can see he's been killing it in those last couple games. Versus right-handed pitching, we can see once again last 3 he's killing it. He's covering a lot of these games in his hits alone, and I love the target matchups where guys have already been covering and just their hits alone, because then the runs and RBIs, you know, they just help it to go over. So let's say you've been covering in 2 hits already. If he gets 1 hit tonight and then gets that run or RBI, we still cover. So he doesn't need to get 4 hits, runs, and RBIs like he already has been. But if he does, you know, great for him. We still cash out. So looking at the last 5, there's no head-to-head games. He's 4 out of 5 on the over, with 1 miss and then 1 right here where he just covered by 2. But that's all we need to cover this line, guys. Looking at Holmes, he has an 11-8 record with a 1.35 whip. So he's giving up a little more than league average for his walks plus hits per innings, and that's exactly what we need to go over our line. Scrolling down here, look at their head-to-head history, pretty good as well. We can look at Manny. He has 5 plate appearances so far versus Holmes, 3 hits already, 0 home runs, but 2 RBIs. So really nice head-to-head history, guys. Definitely loving that. A 600 batting average. On the season, he has a 277 batting average versus the right-handed pitcher. He does even better with a 290 batting average. And then looking at his weighted runs created plus, he's created more runs as well, slightly, but it's, you know, a slight increase. Stays about the same, really. 125.2 to 126.9 for his weighted runs created, which is really good for us tonight. We can look at Holmes, look at his ERA. He has a 3.75 ERA versus a 3.53 when it comes to right-handed batting. So he does do a little bit better, but still struggling more than league average for exactly what we need. Once again, don't be fooled by that red, guys. You know, as long as you know league average and they're, you know, somewhere around there, we should be good, because he's not going against any elite pitcher. Looking at his batting average against, he has a 249 versus a 273. So he is struggling a little more versus the right-handed batter. You can see they're hitting a little more versus him. And it also is weighted on base average as well, 308 to that 310. So we have the advantage in most of these categories, really all of these, plus their head-to-head matchup and these games right here. We can probably even pull up Holmes, look at his head-to-head, see if we have any recent games there as well. Head-to-head 730 Let's look at the same dates for Manny, and we can see right here he had 2 hits in this game and 2 RBIs last time Holmes was the starting pitcher. So he easily covered this line, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Going to be taking that over 43rd prop. And on to our final prop for the day. Once again, guys, I like to state this in case it's not clear. I'm not locking all 4 of these plays on the same play. We don't sweep every single video, but some videos we do. Some we go 3 and 1. So I like to split my plays up. Only take the plays that you like, lock them in, pair them together. I showed you guys the play I like the most. Go over on Dabble, use that promo code. Lock that one in if you haven't already. And then let's go over our last prop. So our very last prop, I'm going to be taking Ivan to go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs tonight as well. So looking at his last 10, we can see he has 7 out of his last 10 games has been able to cover this line. The last 5 games really have been extremely good. Even this miss right here, he still recorded a hit, so he could have easily covered this line. Looking at his last 10 versus left-handed pitching, which is exactly who we have tonight. You can see Andrew over here. We're going to go over his stats in just a second. Looking at his last 10 versus left-handed pitchers, you see a lot of red, but these, like I said, he's still recording a lot of hits in these games. You can see 1 hit, 1 run, hit, nothing here. So that really was the only bad game that he kind of had. RBI, hit, and then hit here. So in his last 10, he has been covering this line versus left-handed pitchers a lot, but this game should be a good one, guys. As long as one of his teammates is also doing pretty good and he's recording hits like this, he can easily get a run or RBI to cover this line. So looking at head-to-head, that's where we're going to look at it here. In his last head-to-head games, you can see 4 out of 8 on the over. Versus left-handed pitchers, you can see only 1 out of 3. But I'm pretty sure these last 2 games right here, Andrew was our starting pitcher. So we're going to go over here and double check that. Let's look at Andrew first. He has a 9-6 record with a 1.13 whip. So he's not actually, a super great matchup to target. He's doing a little bit better than league average when it comes to his walks plus hits, per inning. But if we pull up his tab over here, let's go over here and see his last couple head-to-head games. Going to his hits, we can see what is 830, 622. Let's look at those same dates over here. 528 and 830 were the last 2 times they faced off. So you can see 528 over here. So same dates, guys. He was able to cover getting 3 hits in this game, 1 run, 1 RBI. And in 830, when he was a starting pitcher, he still recorded 1 hit against him. So their head-to-head history is pretty nice, which we're going to go down here and look at. So far, Ivan has 6 plate appearances versus Andrew so far with 3 hits, 0 home runs, 0 RBIs. We see we have a really nice matchup so far. 6 plate appearances, 3 hits. Pretty good odds for him to get a hit tonight. And all we need is that 1 run or 1 RBI to cover, which should be with ease. As long as this game is not a blowout, or they can score more than 3, runs on both sides. Looking at this season stats, we can see he has a 284 batting average, which is pretty good for us, but he has a 314, which is even better when it comes to left-handed pitching, which is exactly what Andrew is tonight. He's a left-handed pitcher, and we have a right-handed batter. Looking at the weighted runs created plus, he's creating way more runs as well. You guys can see versus left-handed pitching, you can see 135.5 versus a 193. And so like I said, guys, even though it looked like it was a lot of red with that left-handed pitcher, he's getting a lot of hits in these games, which is creating more runs, guys. So all he needs is for someone to score, get that run, and then we're going to be cashing out. So, these really could be like almost 9 or 10 games on the over, as long as we get that run tonight, as long as some of these games fare pretty decently. Because versus left-handed pitching, he has no problem. As we can see, he's not the problem. We just need his teammates to do a little better tonight, which they should based on the matchup. Looking at Andrew, he has a 2.79 ERA. So a little bit better than league average, but he does about league average versus the right-handed batter with a 3.01 when it comes to the right-handed batter. We can look at his batting average against and see he has a 228 versus a 230, and then home runs slight increase as well, 1.0 to 1.2, and then weighted on base average has a 285 to 292. So we really have the advantage here in almost every category. Their seasonal stats, their matching, their pitcher matchups versus batter matchups, their head-to-head history, everything lines up for the over, guys. We should be able to kill this prop. I'm really loving all these props so far that I have for the day. All these guys have faced off against their starting pitcher and have immaculate history versus them so far, versus also versus having good games. So we're going to be taking Ivan, like I just saw, Manny, we're going to be taking him over Matt, and we're also going to be taking Ramirez. All these guys over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. If you asked what's my favorite 2 for the day, I just showed you guys. I'm going to be taking Jose and Matt for my favorite 2. That is the first free play, guys. Once again, if you have not already joined Dabble, use that promo code ApexBetz. Use that free $25 Like I said, you can play 25 to win 75 on this play for completely free. Highly recommend you guys do so if you haven't already joined Dabble. It's literally a free chance to make money. And then if you don't cash out, hey, you don't even have to use it anymore. But if you get that free 75, guys, you can use that to keep flipping. And also a very simple way to hop over in VIP, guys, because VIP, guys, I give up a lot more props. I'll give you guys 4 in these videos. In VIP, we have somewhere around 10 to 15 props, plus anything we do for NFL, WNBA, and NBA when it starts as well. So if you guys want that, the easy way to join is drop a like on this video, guys. Once we get to 50 likes, I will be picking a winner from down below to win a free week of VIP picks. So make sure you leave a comment, join the free plan while you're down there, and make sure you guys are subscribed. If we do double this like goal, I have it set to 50. If we get to 100, I will be picking 2 winners. So like the video while you're watching, guys. Join Dabble, lock in this free play, and that's about all that I have for you in this video. So good luck with all your bets. I will catch you guys over in VIP for the rest of the plays.